and welcome to the show. Now, today's video is the final one in this series. Versus Community has been something that I've run in a lot of games, from Forza Motorsports to Forza Horizons and so on. And while it has been a fun format, it is going to be one that I am changing. It's not going completely, but it is going to be mixed up and going to be changed. It'll be a little bit of a time while I figure out all the details, but there we go. So this was the final of this style, and for it I decided to run something a little bit I don't normally run all that often, and that was S-Class cars. Admittedly not all the way to the top of S-Class, a bit silly, but this was S-Class with 850 PI, so halfway through I went mad in terms of my car, and I built a classic Ferrari Formula 1 car that was 1,200 pounds and almost 300 horsepower. Well, this is a nice spot on the grid, and it is the super lights on the front row. In fact, it's super lights followed by at least one of the heaviest cars you could get here. We are going to launch off the line. Not much is going to out-accelerate us down towards turn 1. However, as fast as this car is in terms of the accelerating, A, I don't actually know Kyle Army very well, and, well, B, its ultimate top speed might be slightly lacking compared to some vehicles. It does have not very much power. In fact, outside of maybe the mono, which I don't know how much power that would have, it may have some release power here. But it could be very annoying to pass if I don't crash it. That's the main thing here, and it is a big if I do not crash it, because it is not an easy car to drive. Wyvern has got an M3. That's the thing behind me. I'm just... Basically, how I'm going to... I don't think lap time-wise we're going to be able to compete with some cars around here. I just don't think we're going to have the grip necessarily. But what I can do is accelerate out of corners very, very quickly. That could save me. Could being the optimum word. I am a little bit concerned about this next corner. This is where we are possibly going to struggle. One of the few places, well, many places we're going to struggle. Down here, don't know how much grip we're going to have. Not enough, really, through that one. Can't try and park the car in the middle of the road. It has got, once we get it slowed down, it's so light. There's barely any car to get changed direction. However, you cannot be super aggressive through here because I'm scared of it, pretty much. Wyvern is going to have to look around the outside, which I'm fine with, and then jump on the power and hope we can outrun it well enough. No. Now, you see, we need lower speed acceleration zones. These higher speed acceleration zones we're not quite as good on. Okay, we'll send you the long way round here, down towards the first corner, and then if we can get the power down, up the hill, I'm hoping we'll be pretty good, which we aren't. We're good enough, at least, to fend off. Oh, gonna light up the rear tyre slightly. The three of us have absolutely vanished away as Scotty is battling away with Stevie, which is, yeah, definitely helpful here for me, because then it keeps us with only two cars that we have to deal with behind us, the Porsche and the BMW. Come on, Ferrari, get out of the corner now. If those two fight each other for an excessive amount of time and, you know, cost each other a lot of lap time, that helps me out absolutely massively. In fact, well, it has a little bit. Porsche sucked up on the curb. Something horrible there. Don't really trust the brakes in this car. I mean, it is... it has got race brakes, or as good as brakes as I can get on it, but, yeah, it's not great. I think Wyvern, well... It's very light, but the brakes are very old, is basically the way to sum it up. And I don't have particularly big tyres, and I have no downforce on the front. It's, yeah, lightness is great, but it's not the be-all and end-all of everything here. Stevie's up to 4th place now. I have a feeling we might be vulnerable by turn 1. I don't think the Porsche is going to dive here. I don't think it needs to be honest with you. Because our gearing's not quite right for this circuit. We can try and chase the Porsche across the road, but Porsche has got the measure of us here. Possibly. Can I outbrake it into turn 1? Maybe. Maybe I could have done if I'd really sent it. We have got a good run, though, on the exit. We're going to go side by side up the hill with Grumples, and I absolutely know I've got to get back past. If I do not get back past the Porsche, I think will vanish. My best bet is to be... my best bet, / only way, and Apollo is agreeing with me, of beating the Porsche is to hold it up, essentially, with some defending down here, if we can. I'm going to have to make the widest 60s Formula 1 car you could possibly imagine here. There's a wiggle from the Porsche. The Porsche does not look easy to control, that is for sure. Neither is the Ferrari, though. Stevie is catching us, but we are fighting rather hard here. Stevie's got clear of the mono, and I was out of control going up the hill. Grumples is going to get past. Can we get on the power soon enough? Yes, we can. We can fight back. We will retake the lead of the race from the Porsche. Yeah, I mean, we got all manners of crossed up there. I just got on the brakes more out of safety because I thought we were going to have an accident than because I was a little bit early on the brakes, but that was just to try and keep control of the car. Now, what I am managing to do here, and what is very important, is I'm keeping them all fighting each other. They're all trying to line up to be the one to have a go at getting past the Ferrari. But because they're fighting each other to be the first in line, they're slowing each other down. I don't know if it's a strategy I can keep up forever. That's the thing with this as a plan, right? You can't do this. You can't do this forever. It's difficult. It's really, really difficult. And one slip up from me and it all falls apart. We don't quite have the pace of them two. Admittedly, we are losing a little bit of time because I am having to drive defensively in places. It's now Grumples again that is lining up to, or will be the one to be lining up to have a go at getting past us. But it's again just continue to defend as much as we can. It looks like I think it's a Viper in the background, has also now got clear of the mono / the pack that was going on there. And we keep fighting like this, we're going to drag the Viper into the fight too. Now, just be patient through. I think what helps me a little bit is the Porsche isn't the best through the corners either. The Porsche is a bit of a handful, so Grumples isn't able to really maximise on my Ferrari struggles because they're having their own struggles. We're going to defend the inside there because I know we've got the acceleration, and there's the gap. Again, it's 0.3 of a second. It's not the biggest gap in the world, but there is the gap that we can hope to make the most of. Yeah, Grumples with a huge slide through there. We're going to come under pressure from the BMW now into this section, which is absolutely what we wanted. Grumples still looking, still sliding around in the Porsche. I think we could be vulnerable at turn 1. Again, that would be my fear here. Will Grumples have a dive into the final corner on the last lap of the race? Probably. I'm hoping we get the drive off of this one, which we do again. We get the drive off of the corner, but it's not quite good enough to fight the Porsche here. The Porsche is going to get back past. Now, Grumples is going to have to be wary. They saw exactly what happened last time this move went on. We are going to try a very, very similar manoeuvre again. The BMW is there. This time around, I think the Porsche may have done it, unless we can absolutely chuck it up the inside here, which we can, but it's not quite going to be enough. Oh, we're going to put a wheel on the grass. Oh, try to fight it. Oh, we gave it everything. That really was, I think, the last opportunity. Maybe we could have dove at turn 1. Maybe that would have been the play. I was hoping to, again, go for the cutback on the exit and use the acceleration, if at all possible, but ultimately could not quite do it. My best hope, well, my real hope now is that Grumples gets sideways somewhere and loses some time in the Porsche. I think actual lap time-wise, that Porsche is quicker than me. And of course now I've got to be a little bit more careful about going. Well, I can't go full out attack, mostly because I'm not even close enough to be thinking about that. But I can't go full out attack because there is a BMW that will be waiting in the wings if there's any mistake or any opportunity. Camaro's come to join the fun. I mean, that may save me a little bit if the Camaro can keep the BMW busy through there. Grumples almost with a wheel on the grass. There is a BMW having a look, but it's not quite going to do it. Maybe I should have gone back down to first. Not sure. Grumples hasn't vanished away as quickly as I was expecting them to. around this track. But, yeah, I'm definitely not close enough to have a look as we head on to the final lap of the race. The Viper is catching as well. One more time around. Grumples has pulled clear of this fight. We've pulled a little gap on Wyvern's BMW as well. It's 0.6 of a second both ways in this. Can we do anything about that Porsche around here? We are hoping against hope that Grumples just gets some oversteer somewhere, or... No, I'm actually going to mess at turn 1, and this whole section up the hill has gone much better for the Porsche than it has for me. The Porsche does get some oversteer through the next corner, which we can profit on ever so slightly, but in the grand scheme of things, it is not going to be enough, I don't think. Come on, Ferrari, please turn. I mean, I would like a little bit more front end grip. Well, a lot more front end grip would be great in this car. Grumples has not had a great mid-sector, to be fair. We are close enough to make this, say, a little nerve-wracking. A little more nerve-wracking for me, though. Back end just let go when I wasn't expecting it to. We're going to be potentially vulnerable as we run up the hill. We will force the BMW to go a very long way round. Park the Ferrari on the apex. We're not gonna leave any space whatsoever. And as the BMW is busy looking for a way past me, it was likely, or it says likely, but could well lose out to the Camaro. I don't think we're as far off the Porsche as I thought we might be. However, as soon as we start fighting with the cars behind, that's all Grumples needs. We did every single thing we could in this Ferrari, I think. The curb is dangerous there. Yeah, we did absolutely as much as we could. We will fend off the BMW. I don't care if I open the door for the Camaro. The BMW's got much more speed than the Camaro in the acceleration zone anyway. Yeah, I did everything I could with the Ferrari in the end. I could not match the pace of the Porsche. It was difficult. It was a fight. It was one hell of a fight. I knew my best bet was to make the car as wide as possible, which we did. I don't know if I got faster lap than that, to be honest, with clean and dirty laps and the fighting we were doing. I don't know if we got a completely true speed of that car. A lot of fun, though. A very, very good fun race. Oh, that thing is difficult to drive, but very, very quick when it wants to be. Well, it is a nice spot on the grid here at Mid-Ohio. This is not a track I think my car is going to like. We will be very fast in places. Unfortunately, I didn't really use it off the start line. But yeah, the very handling orientated part of this track is going to be a struggle for me. Here comes Mint's acceleration. Now the MX-5 is likely to be much better in the corners than we are. We are so light that if we bump a car, it doesn't really do anything to it. Like a soft breeze hitting the back of your car. But yeah, we will probably end up annoying the absolute crap out of Grumples here, because I'm going to bet that MX-5 will be phenomenal in the twisty stuff, and we'll get stuck behind a very annoying Ferrari. Oh, BMW sliding around there. I'm hoping I've got the punch off at the top of the hill here to find a way past the Subaru, which, well, we don't quite. Do we have the punch here to get clear? Almost. The Subaru has just got stuck, and I see the pop-up lights of an MX-5 with all the grip in the world and nowhere to go with it. We're going to run to the inside of a Ford. It was a bit of a dicey pass, that one, but we've made it stick. Oh, and the Vork has got into the side of us, and we cannot catch it. And we are around on the inside. I mean, at least we were relatively safely deposed off the circuit. The Vork has waited for us. Yeah, it's fine. We thankfully didn't really get in the way of anybody while having our accident. Amazingly, as we got sort of spun clear to the inside. Right, what can we do? I don't think we were going after the leaders, although an awful lot of cars have just gone off at the same place, which is quite funny. Oh, I tried to get on the power a little bit too soon on that one. We gave a little slap to an RX-7. We have got We've got a PI dropped Porsche in front of us that is, funnily enough, not very fast in a straight line. Probably be very, very grippy in the corners, but yeah, not very fast down the straights there. The little rocket ship that is my Ferrari. It's just going to be annoying to people. That's basically how it's going to work. Porsche can have a look there. Once again, though, this is the difficulty with Mid-Ohio. It's so difficult to pass in the twisty section, though, and Pega has got enough grip, and I will have to eventually yield on that one. We're going to slide a bit out of that corner. The lack of speed, that will be as an old PI dropped car. You can't do the glitch anymore, but if the car exists in your garage, you can sometimes still have them. I have a few loitering around. Basically an old glitch, but you could remove the turbos on some engines that took a load of power out of the car, which was funny, and it meant things like a 918 could be much lower. Oh, PI, that was a little ambitious. That was a little, yeah. I don't even know why I really went for that one, because I don't even need to, because all we need to do is be close when we get down this next section. Oh, probably not doing that though. Ideally, right, first gear. Try and straighten it up for the exit as best as possible. Allow warp speed Ferrari to do its work, and there we go. We will now go chasing off after a 430. However, we are not going to be passing that down here. Oh, a couple of cars have gone for an adventure. That'll be a couple of places for me. I will not complain at that. Now we proceed to annoy a Porsche through this section, although it's not quite directly behind me again this time around. Not going to have a look here. Nothing happening at the moment. Just by time. Unleash Porsche, Ferrari, sorry, away from Porsche. Unleash Ferrari on Ferrari. We will scythe the car. We'll try and scythe the car to the inside there. Don't know, the 430 Scud really expected us to be there. We will try around the outside. If we can stay around the outside here, we're on the inside for the next bit. And I'm hoping for good acceleration, and we do. Stevie's got a Camaro coming towards us as well here. Moves us up a spot. I mean, a podium is, considering at one point I was pointing backwards, the fact that a podium isn't a million miles away is quite impressive. We have got the measure of a Camaro in the straight line, but I'm going to guess that'll handle much better than we do when it gets to the twisty section. I think we might be about to annoy Stevie for the entirety of a race. Okay, Longbow's in the Vol, or whatever it is, I think, which I would imagine is another much more handling-based car than I am. Probably a lot more consistent. That's Celine. Yes, well, I do like this one, actually. They have been pretty good to me in the past. Now, the trick for me here is going to be, do not leave any gaps. Any opportunity Stevie gets in that Camaro, it will come past. It has got that much grip compared to us. So if we make sure, unfortunately for me now, this does slightly curtail my chase of a podium spot, because we have got to defend from the Camaro. I can't afford to make mistakes, and I will have to take compromised lines in places here to make sure the Camaro can't get past, like into the final corner. Try and park it halfway round there, boot it out the other side, and hope for the best. That is what we are doing here. We may be catching a little bit. Second place is Wyvern's long gone at the front, and that was always going to be a tall order anyway, even if we had, not had a terrible start. We're catching a little bit. I don't know what car's in second. I do not remember. We will again just pull that gap on Stevie every single time. Here comes Ferrari at warp speed towards the back of the Vol. We will then be very careful under brakes. It'd be very easy to overshoot that corner, something terrible. Now, the plus point for me here is that this section is difficult to pass in. Well, that's fine, because this is the section of the track I'm weaker in. The section that I am much stronger in is the section that, funnily enough, it is much, much easier to overtake in. Do not put a foot wrong in the Ferrari. if we want to keep that Camaro behind, I cannot afford to miss the braking points anywhere. I cannot afford even a little bit of understeer, a little bit of oversteer. Stevie is going to find a way past. So we have got to be absolutely perfect. Oh, Nitro's gone very wide through there. Celine tried desperately to get back on the circuit. Got away with it just, but lost 3 places in doing so. We have got a little bit of understeer into turn 1, but that's fine. Won't matter too much because we've got a nice acceleration zone the other side of that to get away from the Camaro. Now, ideally, what I would like here is to put a Vull between me and a Camaro, which by the end of this straight, I reckon we can do here. Right, go, 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 go. Use the speed. Longbow can go across to defend, won't matter. There's absolutely... Or is that an element? Is that the elemental, or whatever the thing's called? Elemental. Might be that. Might be the Vull. Might be misremembering my bizarre track cars. We are up into third. Oh, it's Grumple's. Oh, Grumple's MX-5 is the one in second. The one with no straight line speed and all the grip in the world. We could probably have annoyed the crap out of that as well. I have done exactly what I wanted to, though. We've got a car between me and Stevie, which just buys me maybe a lap. It gets me away from a lap of pressure. I mean, not that the car behind me isn't going to be putting me under pressure. There's a little nudge, but it's fine. We will, again, keep... It's just making sure that there is no gaps. It can be a gap there. Longbow can put the car a little too far back, though, to do anything. Not that I actually wanted to wander that wide anyway, but once more, it's fine. We can fend off that car. Be careful into turn 1. No reason to do anything stupid through turn 1. We've got a little bit of understeer mid-corner, and then we can get on the power on the exit, run away, scamper away from everything back there. We find ourselves in third place. I can't believe I'm saying that after the start of this race. Was helped by a lot of cars falling off at the hairpin on lap 2. I have a feeling what happened is one went wide and they were all following each other, which is really easy to do. Surprise, because like, a lot of the times I have never driven this car around this track at all before doing this very race. So you are learning as you go, and all of these races you are learning as you go. So yeah, there is sometimes it's easy to fall into the trap of following the car ahead. And yeah, if they go wide, you go wide, and all of that sort of good stuff. Right, we will have company shortly. It's not been a great lap for me, and Stevie has got clear. And once more, we find ourselves with a Camaro right behind us. Now, the Camaro's going to look to the outside there, but I'm not too worried. Camaro's got a lot of grip. It has a lot of grip compared to us, but it's not quite got enough to just to go around the outside of us. And I'm going to park my Ferrari on the inside of every corner. Unfortunately for me there, we got a lot of oversteer, which is not what we needed or wanted. We've overdriven turn 1. Now the trick here is going to be not to panic. Don't panic against the Camaro, because we know it's going to look for a way back past, but I also know this is the section of the track my car is good on here. Oh, it's going to light up the rear tyres a little bit. Oh, I missed a shift in that one as well, but we can once more pull away. We will be ahead going into the twisty section, which is, I mean, absolutely what we need to do here. And I don't think the Camaro is going to be close enough to be able to dive down here. So we're just going to have to make the Ferrari exceedingly wide through the middle part of Mid-Ohio. It is going to slide around. It is going to absolutely annoy the ever-living crap out of a Camaro. But, again, just do not go wide. Do not let the Camaro up the inside here is going to be the trick. The Camaro got oversteer, we got oversteer. Both of us were sliding around there as we head through these next couple of corners. It's... well, there's such a lack of grip in this. Stevie is out wide here. Oh, Stevie's on a really wonky line through there, and it's going to be a drag race to the line. Camaro's never going to be able to get itself settled. We will cross the line and take a podium despite being backwards on lap 2. Oh dear. I mean, we basically fought and defended the entire race in that one. Yeah, not really the track for the Ferrari. It was too much of a handful in the corners to legitimately be fast. However, it was so quick down the straights that, yeah... It was really, really annoying to the rest of the field. Fantastic. I will take that. I will take a podium with the little annoying Ferrari. And well, there we have it. A rather fitting end, if you will, to this. The Ferrari, I mean, I liked it. It was mad. It was complete mad. As I knew when I built it, it was going to be very much a difficult car to drive. It was going to be a one-trick pony, and that was all about the acceleration. We ultimately did not quite have the grip in places, and ultimate top speed wasn't quite there either, but it was an absolute rocket ship out of the corners, and it would be an absolute nightmare to get past. I spent a lot of my time annoying Stevie. It was just very, very good at accelerating out of corners, which, yeah, proved really, really problematic. But it was a very, very tough car to drive. I'm surprised, honestly, I didn't make more mistakes with it. Scruffy laps here and there, but could have been so, so much worse. But there we go. That is going to be it. There will be, when I figured out all the details of how the new version, if you will, of this is going to happen and how it's all going to work, there will be a video explaining all of that. But do not worry, there will still be more. There will be some more Forza Motorsport kind of multiplayer stuff coming in the future. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching. And until next time, goodbye.